What's up, everybody? Shawn Mayo here, and today we're going to show you our top 10 toys from the Living Dead Dolls line. We've sold a ton of Living Dead dolls over the years, bought some massive collections, and if you get them sealed, there is some ridiculous money in these lines. There's a lot of collectors out there, a lot of people need money right now, and there's a lot of opportunities to make some good money. I've tried to stay away from some of the really super rare exclusive ones that they made 50 of and 100 of that we've sold. But every one I'm going to show you today is either ones we've sold or um, listings like what we've sold. As everything I'm showing you, we've actually sold this year, but I don't either don't have screenshots or I'm showing you another listing. So let's get into some of the ones that we have. All these pictures are of ones that I've bought on site or that we have somewhere in our warehouse. Um, these are 2018 Comic-Con exclusives. Um, a lot of these dolls, I believe they're on um, line number 38 now. They've been out for a very long time, since the 90s. The first one had 5 in the original set, and I'll put a link in the description below. You can see a checklist of all the ones that are out, all the mainline ones, as well as what series they're from. And that first series, some of them can go from $500 to $1,000. So all the con exclusives usually have different paints. We'll have different colorways or something along those lines, but they're all the same dolls essentially. Some have blood spatter, some will have different outfits, the same way they do a lot of exclusives. This is from a collection that we had bought. The Exorcist is one of the more higher end ones, which we'll show you. There's bunny outfits. One of the most rare ones is in a blue bunny outfit with blood splatter on it. This is a super rare one that goes for $400 to $500. As you can see, they only made 666 of this exact doll, and I believe we sold it for about 500 bucks. As always, sealed is going to be much more expensive. Loose ones, you're only going to get a small portion of the values that I'm showing here. Obviously, you always want to get sealed ones. Jeepers is another crazy one. We'll show you some of the prices that they sold for in the video. This one, um, as you can see, it does have gauze wrapped around its head. There are different variations of it, but this is a super expensive one, and some of them were never sealed as well. So when you're checking comps, you'll definitely be able to see the ones that have not been sealed. Um, Famous figures, and then famous figures from different movies and shows are definitely a lot more collectible. The Edgar Allan Poe and Annabelle Lee set, it goes for $200 to $400. I think we got about 250 bucks for the one that we had, and there's a couple variations of this one as well. But the 2 packs, you'll be hard pressed to find one that sells for under $100 for a 2 pack. This was another exclusive. This was a German exclusive Walpurgis. Um, and they are quite rare, and this one goes for about $300. The Saw exclusive. This one's great. This one's not super expensive. These can go for upwards of $150 to $200 for this style. Sheena is another one that has several different variations and is a great rare one to keep an eye out for. This one was not sealed, but as you can see on her pants, in the next picture we'll show you a close-up, but she wasn't sealed, but she was autographed by both of the original creators of the dolls. And those autographs, and I'll show you some close-ups in a bit of the autographs, but they can go for up to $100 for autographs on the doll. Now, if you just get their autographs on a piece of paper or something, they're not as collectible, but people really want those autographed dolls we found. We've gotten dozens of autographed dolls over the last couple of years. And if you get those autographs, on the doll, on the packaging, something other than, maybe on a piece of paper, you can get upwards to $100 over the value of the doll. Here you can see a close-up of the autographs. Um, this is another quite rare set that goes for about $300. There are many variations that they use for cons and other exclusives. This is the Sinister Minister and Bad Habit. Obviously, she's wearing a nun's habit. There's a red and black. The red and black version is the most collectible one that you want to keep an eye out for. Um, this is a mini doll. You can see these are quite small, but some of them still sell for $100 and up. This, I believe, is a 3-inch doll. There's also big box sets that were sold at Spencer's, I believe. And in one collection, we got about 20 sets of them that the person had bought. They had bought it on clearance. There was tons of Spencer's clearance stickers on it, and there was like 19 of one of series one, and there was only one of series two. And we still have a few left, and they sell for around $100 a piece. Here's the most rare variant. This is the Sinister Minister and Bad Habit with the red and black, with the the glowing eyes, the blood, the whole deal. This was an exclusive. As you can see, it's hard to see down at the bottom. It's the sticker with the skull is number 282. They only made 999 of this set, and I'm not sure what that was, a convention or something like that, but it does say only at TV2R. Whatever that was, it may have just been a one-off convention. There's a lot of smaller conventions you really don't hear about anymore that a lot of these exclusives came from. These are way bigger in Europe, so there's a lot of conventions that most people may not have ever heard of. This is really the most expensive one. There's another exorcist, like I said, in wearing the blue bunny ears outfit with the blood spatter. This is really the holy grail for collectors of living dead dolls. We did have one. We didn't sell it for $1,000. I think we got about $600 out of it, but it is a great. It's a great one to keep an eye out for. Bethany is another one with several variants that you're going to really want to watch for. There's some more pictures of piles of living dead dolls that we got. There's a lot of different series of these. This is the plus 13 series. These are not super expensive, but literally anything living dead dolls that you find, you're probably going to be making some money if you can find a good deal on them. You just have to be able to, buy them at a, you know, a low enough price, obviously, that you can make money, you know, and do your research, because there might be a couple in there that can pay for the whole deal. This is another take on the American Gothic, which there's several variants of this one as well. And as I said, you really want to find sealed ones. You can see in this one, there's holes all around it. You want to watch out for mold. We've gotten some that had mold penetrate into them. Obviously, you can't sell them sealed with mold, and you know, there's fabric and cloth and plastic and hair, and there's lots of things that are not on a lot of other toys, so it's not something that's just easy to clean up. So you always need to be aware of that. And as I was saying, the European market is way bigger for this. eBay is a great place to sell it, but there's also a lot of Facebook groups where they buy and sell these. So a lot of the harder to find ones, you may have better luck selling them on there. Here's a better example of the autographs from the two. Here's some examples of autographs from the two creators of the Living Dead dolls, Ed and Damien. As I said, you can get up to $100 uh, additional if you have them autographed. There's a lot of autographs out there, so just autographs like this are not going to be worth a whole lot, maybe $25 to $30, but if you can get them on the dolls, if you can buy them with the dolls autographed, they're worth considerably more. And as I said, here's an example of the mini dolls. This one is Bedtime Sadie. They're about 2.5 or 3 inches tall, quite small compared to the regular dolls that are about 10 inches. These do go for up to about $100. So don't pass them by as I did when I started buying these early. Here's number one. As I said, this is one of the grails of collecting. This one sold for $1,000. This one and the blood spattered blue bunny ear is some of the top ones people are looking for. There's usually a couple of these that have sold. This was a 2007 con exclusive in this colorway, but Posey is uh, one of the original dolls that they made from Series 1. So all of them are highly collectible, and all the Series 1 dolls are quite expensive. Next is the Exorcist. Like the Blue Bunny ears, this was a very limited one with the green hair and the chicken or baby duck outfit. They also only made 666 of these, and as you can see, this one sold for about $400. Next is Edward Scissorhands. We sold one of these ourselves. Uh, at number 3, this is a highly collectible one. This one sold on auction for $435. Um, Edward Scissorhands, and like I said, most of the movie figures and the historical figures are very highly collectible. Next is the Isabel variant. It is Series 16, which is quite late in the series, but as I said, they're in the 30s now, so this is still about 20 years ago. And they haven't made them for certain years as well. Like during COVID, 2019, 2020, there wasn't any, but in 2021, they started making them again, and they're doing a lot of horror movie and different figures that aren't exactly in the style now. Number 5 is the Edgar Allan Poe that we showed you before. This one sold for $250. Like I said, the 2 packs are all pretty collectible, and there are, you're going to get at least $100 a piece out of any 2-pack. Next is the Mezco Mystery exclusive Jeepers. This is one that we sold ourselves. Um, as you can see, it sold for over $250, and there's multiple Jeepers. This one um, was not sealed, so in sealed condition, you can get $400 to $600 out of this one, and we have had several of them. Next is a sealed Dominique. This one sold for $130. There are some that are less expensive. So there are some that do only sell for $50 to $80, but that's going to be your minimum. Really, they're all going to sell for no. We don't sell any for less than $50 on eBay. So keep in mind this is not a low end cheap figures by any means. Next is Purdy. This is just a regular release. This was in the high teen series, and this one sold for $124. Next up is the orange and black variant of Isabel. Isabel is another one that they've made a lot of variants of. So you may not find this one, but there are ones with different outfits and different hair colors. This is series 16, and they only made 300 of these, so you may not find this one, but you may find there's a red and black variant, there's all black variants, there's the regular dolls, which is basically what you see in the picture, where she has black hair, the black outfit with the red shirt. So there was lots of different variants. So you don't have to have this exact one to be able to fetch these kind of numbers. And number 10 is the Schizo Clown doll. Definitely one of the higher end ones, $465. It's probably on the lower end, but $600 to $800 is what these routinely sell for sealed. So there's a ton of Living Dead dolls. There's close to 200 different dolls out there, and then all the variants of them. There's a lot to find in the description. Down in the description below, I'll put a link to a checklist where you can see what all the different dolls look like. But as I said, any living dolls that you can find, I would put them in your Facebook Marketplace search. I would, save a search on eBay to be looking for lots and collections of these that somebody may be selling. There's just a ton of gold to be found in this series that most people would just look over because maybe they're not into horror figures or horror movies, or this kind of thing doesn't fall under action figures, but there's a lot of money to be made. We've made tens of thousands of dollars off of Living Dead dolls just in the past few years. So definitely not one to be sleeping on. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.